Welcome back to Titan. So last time I mostly was working on the cryotube, although I did make a couple of other small enhancements whilst I was at it. But towards the end of the episode I also checked that the state of the power, and it wasn't great, so I think that needs looking at fairly early on to understand why the solid fuel generator is not generating solid fuel. Once that is done, I will also have a look at a few other bits and pieces, but let's go and sort it out here. Let's grab that, that'll do, it's good enough. Do I have everything else I need? I think I do, actually. Now one thing I do want to look at whilst I'm at it is those iron frames, aren't they? Yes, I wanted I got steel frames, I have steel frames. Good. The other thing I wanted to look at was the state of the ore overflow, which I have a feeling I can hear crunching kind of in the background, honestly. If I can't, I'm not actually sure what it is that I can hear, but there's some very strange noises happening around over here. Right, so I'm going to put the yeah, I think that's probably what I can hear. So I'm going to put the same sort of safety system on this airlock that went on the other one. Let's just connect that to there. Throw that there, and then I'm just going to do a quick snip and a quick oops, come on, turn around. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, come on, go in the right place. In there and in there. Go. Right, okay, so that's airlock 1 sorted now. There's clearly some chaos happening in there. Should have brought some walls, but I did not, because I am, in fact, an idiot. So I guess we'll pinch some from here now. Got so many walls, I can't believe I forgot to bring any. Perhaps we'll take that one out. We don't need it there anymore. Right, now I'm actually going to put this one here. My only slight concern is whether they can go flying up through the top. Which is a bit of a risk, I will be honest. I'm getting down here before I open that because I have a feeling it might kind of go pop. Right, okay, let's let this ore out. This is going to make a right mess, but it is going to give me some coal that I can use for solid fuel, so amongst other things. Here we go. Right, okay, that's not as bad as I thought it might have been. Okay, these are quite big stacks. Okay. Right, this is getting better. Right, there's some coal. That might be the only one actually for now. Come on. Okay. Right, this isn't great. I mean, I don't really want to just leave stuff lying around, but clearly have to do something about this mess. Oh. Okay, I think it's fair to say I've got a bit too much ore now, and I need to do some stuff with it. There's really not that much coal though, is there? I can hear more coming out now as well. That's not a good sound at this point. Right, okay. Oops, that wasn't what I meant to press. Yeah, I hear it going. There's more being dumped in. I don't really know what I'm going to do with all this, but I just think I have to deal with the physics nightmare. Sooner rather than later. You have quite a bit. Well, I guess I best let some more out now. Should probably just fit a stacker somewhere and hope it randomly hits things, but all the things. Right, there we go. Okay, well, what I randomly hit was the door, but there we go. Yes. I mean, if I could get decent amount of coal here, then I would consider doing a steel burn since we ran out. If I've got enough, I probably have got enough. Right, what's the state of this? Actually, look, right, we can stack this much more neatly. You go there and there, there, over there. I didn't realise I did that in a ridiculously mad way, but never mind, it worked. Right, that one won't stack. That will stack. That will stack. That will stack. That has stacked. That will stack. Okay, right. Yeah, it's kind of a start. There's quite a lot in there though. Still not that much coal, is there really, in the grand scheme of things? Whoop! Hit the door shut. Okay. Alright, well there's another 30. Some of that can be used to feed the solid fuel, and some of it can be used to make some steel. Yeah. Don't think I've got enough lead here to make solder. Wondering what else I've got. I could possibly make some electrum if there's enough silver. Yeah, getting there. I mean, the obvious other thing is just smelt an absolute load of silicon. I can get a hot furnace going. Right, okay, I've run out of space. Let's go and deal with this. Right, so this suggests to me that this system here is not working properly. That is open. So it should be sending it off down there. So I'm slightly surprised. Oops, that was a terrible throw. I was drifting too much. Right, let's turn that off. Drop that in there. There we go. Right, okay. That's a start. This it's a bit annoying the way the base is designed at the moment. It will get better later, I suppose, once everything's connected up internally, but for now. Right, let's drop down here. And vacuum out in here. Because what I want... I've only got one more 50, I thought I had more than that. What I want is to throw this into the solid fuel generation. Oh. So let's just check it's not... Oh, it has actually got... Okay, so it has got some in there. So is that an issue of... Yeah, that's an issue of temperature then, isn't it? Right, okay. This is that edge case that I was worried about earlier on. Which one's which? It's that one. Okay, so I think at this point in the proceedings I need to empty this because it's too cool. Quite a lot too cool. Yeah, it's down to 300 C. So let's get this emptied. I need to look at that code again. So when it cools down too much, but it's at pressure, it's not recognising that at that point it needs to actually just flush. So I need to just review that logic. However, in the short term, what I need to do is to actually just cycle this through. Yeah, right, okay, so if I flick that back on, if I've done the code vaguely correctly, it should actually attempt to pressurise with gas that should be very hot. Assuming we've still got hot enough gas in there and I haven't wasted it all. No, we've got quite a lot and it's quite hot, so hopefully that can hopefully get itself up to pressure. Although I have to say... Oh, it's draining now, is it? Right, okay. Right, let's find out what happens. Okay, so I thought that I might find that actually this has had tons backed up in the chute, but it looks like actually it hasn't. It only had the 45 that was in there. I mean, this 95 will do us a good amount of power if I can get it to make, but it does make me wonder where the rest of the coal has ended up. Unless, because that overflow ring was so full, it's prevented the centrifuges from ejecting properly, which is a possibility, I guess. I'm just going to watch this and make sure it does its cycle correctly. Yeah, no, it has not, has it? What is going on? Okay. Let's throw this in real quick. Hopefully we can get the pressure up while the temperature's still high. Why did that not automatically trigger and do that? I don't think it's thrown an error. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. For now, that's enough to get some base power working again. We've got a bit of hot gas in there. We've got some ready-to-use fuel in there. Okay. Let's go and do a furnace burn. Make some more steel, because I definitely need it. Right, that one is all shut down. Okay, so we should be able to let a bit of fuel in. And 1, 2, 3, and one of them. Should start processing it, yes. Right, okay, so this at least means I can do a burn without having to use nitrous every single time. Although, as in this occasion, I may choose to, just to get some extra. Right, and I also want that. And then hopefully what we should see is... Ah, there we go. Sorted it. Thank you very much, I'll take it. Right, and let's see if we can get this smelted. And that. Right, good, okay. There's nothing left in there now. Right, how hot is that? That is moderately hot. Good enough for now. So I'm going to drop these in here. Actually, while I'm at it, I'm going to tidy that up. Right, now then, let's see what we can get out of this cage. If anything. Sort of periodically getting a hotspot where I can, looks like I can pick up, but then it doesn't want to let me. No, okay, I go up and over. Ugh. Not least because I want that in there. No, go in. Go, get in there. Right, I'm going to have to drop in to do this. Right, what else? Gold is always a useful one to do. I mean, obviously we can do some more iron. Right, okay, that's looking a bit tidier, isn't it? Right, okay, I think we're ready to release the next batch now. Whoa! Whoa, oh my god, that's far worse than the last time. What on earth happened there? That's gone insane this time. I don't know what the difference was, but I didn't like it. Right, I suppose I better go and find where everything else blew then. Okay, so good news is it's not over there. Just a question of how much of it dropped down here. I mean, if that's all of it, then that's fine. I think it might be actually. Right, okay. Yeah, I think it's just the time of day means that the temperature's a bit different. Right, let's get that gold through. Gold is obviously always a useful one to do in here because it's quite power intensive to do in the arc furnace. Okay, let's yeah, let's use a bit more of this. This should be enough. Alright, I think that was 5. I think I'll check rather than just throw something else random in at the end and pollute it though. Yes, it was. We'll chuck that one through. Oh, that was not hot enough for silicon. Okay. Does need to be pretty hot for silicon, to be fair. But we can do the copper. I'm guessing there's going to be quite a bit of... what are you doing? Just turned you on. Yes, quite a bit of volatiles. Need more oxidizer. Take a chance on that, but I think that should do the job. Yeah, that's good. Off you go. Right, okay. I think this we might do some more in a minute. While we're here. Maybe some electrum might be a good plan. Still haven't found any more coal lurking in that room. I'm a bit baffled as to why that would be. Unless it's all sitting inside the... Okay, that's better. Did not all go flying that time. Might be sitting inside the chutes if something weird has bugged out with the chutes, I guess. Okay, that's a 50 stack of lead. Right, let's grab some of this gold. Oh, that was a 40, not a 50. My mistake. any more? Nope. Right, the cobalt should be easy because it's been generally in 1 stacks. And probably the same with the nickel, I think it's probably in 2 stacks. Oh look, I'm starting to be able to see the back of the room. There is definitely some coal lurking in there. Just not sure quite why it's not finding its way through. Right, okay. Don't really want to spend the entire episode sorting this stuff out. I actually just wanted to get enough silver to be able to make some electrum. $30. Where's the rest of it? There was some more. Is it under here? Don't know. Right, well let's pick up the rest of this. Yeah, I think I might just build a stacker and stick it in this room. It's a bit unscientific, but randomly it should hit some stuff to stack periodically. Right, there's a few more that we can feed in to make something we can burn. Right, okay. Where's the rest of that silver? 42? Seriously, I thought we had nearly enough for a 50. Evidently not. Right, okay, let's copper. Right. Pretty much as good as it's going to get now, I think. Right, okay, that'll do. Let's get those back in there.
Hydration critical.
Actually, I'll take that, thank you very much. Those two can go in the corner over there. Get in there, and you get in there. Right, and that I want to smelt. Is that really all the silver? That is really all the silver, unless some of it's gone flying. Right, okay. Well, okay, that being the case, you best get in there. That'll do. Close that. Okay, let's go and smelt this. Whoops. Crash. Okay, in here. Thank you very much. Right, let's do the copper first because it's fairly quick. Is that melting? Yep. Okay. It's not hot enough, but it's a start. It's actually going down. Okay, well. Right, let's eject that. Gold next. Probably should have kept back some of what we've got here. Ah, I knew there was some more silver somewhere. See, I found it. Now I've chucked the gold in. Ah, no, 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 no. I got blown backwards. Get down there. Expect that will be a strange amount. Yes, it is. Right, that'll be enough to make another batch of steel. Anyway, that can close. That can come with me. Over the top. Drop in there. There we go. Right. Well, that's a bit annoying. Straight after I've done that. Right, okay. Well. Ah, that's even more annoying. That was just dumb. Might just about be hot enough if I'm quick. Right, well, I'll put that silver over here, and I'll probably forget it's there. Next time I've got a stack of gold, I can do something with it. Right. Okay, so we need a bit more heat in there. There we go. Another batch of steel, always useful. That's that for now. So let's empty you. And once I've done this, I think I need to investigate whether the chute network has got blocked or jammed or something, or whether just we're not generating as much as I expected. It's possible I've done something like switch off one or more of the drills. It might just have shut down because everything had got so full, but right, there we go. How's that looking? Needs some more heat. Right, this is fighting with me again. I do need to sort this out. I'm not going to do it right now. So what I want to do right now is to make some stuff. Come on. Surely that's hot enough. It is, it's just not high enough pressure. Right, I'm just going to hold that like that for now. How are we looking in here? The general state of things. Oh, we're looking like we've got a flat battery is how we're looking. Okay, so that's pretty hot. So hopefully that valve is engaged. Oh, what's that holding up? That's at minus 137. That one's, it's this one here. It's, can't see it from there. Up and over and have a look. That's the one I was looking for. Right, that's at minus 137. That's at 126. Okay, so that should fairly rapidly sort itself out. We've still got a lot of muck in that air tank, haven't we? Which is a shame. But never mind, it will gradually go. Having said that, that's building up pressure, which suggests to me we have obviously got, it's coming from here, isn't it? Yeah, alright. Not much can be done about that, but this suggests to me that we have enough oxygen to be making it more fresh air. Which is good news. That's holding steady. Okay, nice. Let's say CO2 levels, I'm assuming are... Oh, they're actually good. Why is that not making... Oh, it's very, very hot. Ugh. Bit baffled as to, firstly, why that's so hot. I mean, it is cooling down, but why is it so hot to start with? And secondly, it's because that is running active even though the input temperature is very high. What? That shouldn't be happening, should it? Well, we've got all sorts of nonsense going on with IC code in here. Just pause that. Right, ratio carbon dioxide temperature input. So R10 less than, so that should be 0. So R9 should be 0. So how on earth is R1 anything other than 0? Something strange going on here. Maybe I'm just being dumb and I can't see it, but to me, we need R1 to be not 0, which it shouldn't be, and R9 can only be, so R9 is it's going to be greater than 288, it's going to be less than, yeah, it's just that temperature input. That's quite strange. That is quite strange, and I don't understand quite what is going on here now. That's now idle. So why is it just reset itself purely by being taken out and put back in? Suspicious. Temperature in there is now coming down very rapidly, which is good. Okay. In the meantime, over here, how much do we have? Reasonable 90 moles of CO2. It's not huge, but okay, that's still dumping heat into there because that's marginally hotter. Alright, well, Turn that up a little bit. I think it's going to make a lot of difference. But if anything, it's making negative difference. Because it's too hot in here now. Anyway, right. I don't really know what's going on, and I'm not going to pretend to. I think I'm just going to leave the atmospherics to run and hope for the best. I need to go in and drink anyway, so that is my next job. And I should probably check. We have some sensible temperature going on. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go. Yeah, I know, health low, I know. Taking a little run around the back here. Partly to just check for any lost ore, but mostly to see whether we've had any CO2 ice nicely ejecting under here. That would be amazing. No, we have not. Okay, what about if I open this? Whoa, okay. Actually, just had an idea for what I might be able to do there that might be a bit less chaotic than that approach. There's a bit of CO2. Not much, but I'll take it. Right, let's go. Let's get back inside. There's no point in cycling that airlock unnecessarily. Go round. I want to just check the drills are running properly and the centrifuges are running properly. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely building stuff up. That drill's running. Did I adjust this stacker to 50? I think I did. Yeah, maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's just taking time for some big stacks to work their way through. They're all running, so anyway, there we go. Let's head in with my stack of loot. Go get some water. That is not draining. That is not draining. Why is that not draining? That should be draining. That is not good. It is in fact bad. Don't understand why that liquid drain did not work, but the other one seemed to be. Anyway, let's right, do you know what? For now, I'm just going to throw these on the floor. Because I've got things I need to do. Ooh, there we go. That'll be those volatiles burning off then. I expect that's probably removed all of the oxygen as well. Actually, no, it hasn't. Bumped the temperature up a bit unhealthily though, hasn't it? Right. I still couldn't breathe out here even if I wanted to. Right, let's get this out of here. Just sit in the corner there for now. This place is getting more and more messy as I go, but never mind. We'll sort it all out in a bit, maybe. Or maybe I'll forget. Actually, let's do that. What I wanted to do really was that. That was the right way round. Right, okay, let's flush that. close my belt so I don't accidentally do anything I shouldn't. Let's get in here. There's temperature in here. It's 35 degrees. It's a little hot. That will help. That will also help. Right. Okay, well, 3% CO2. It's quite warm, isn't it? That's from that weird CO2 overheat issue. I'm still a bit baffled as to what was going on there. Anyway, that's a start. Not really sure why I'm seeing traces of volatiles in here as well, but yeah, that doesn't look great either, does it? What is going on? Why is that got freezing? It's not particularly high pressure. It's coming from, it's the outside run, I suppose. Of course, that's a T-junction, so that's running to the outside where it used to go. And where arguably we don't really want it going anymore. I think we'll do that for now. Need to go outside and unpick that bit, but just make sure that that creaking noise is not anything. No, it's not in here. Okay. Pretty sure it's those pipes. I need to investigate that and work out quite what's going on. That's all insulated, so right. While I'm in here I should eat something. I can no longer hear the creaking, which suggests that something has gone bang. Slightly baffled as to why there's liquid pollutant in there. Okay, that all seems alright. Oh, of course it's coming through that contaminated air supply. That's fine, that'll deal with itself in due course. No, that's still lower pressure. Okay, well, I guess I better go and find out what just went pop. It's never going to be good news. Right, it's hot in here. That's annoying that that vent didn't do the job. Maybe that's not the right button to press. That does not release enough to make any noticeable difference. Trying to get to a stage where I can actually use this room, but it turns out we actually need quite a lot. Right, let's just check these pipes are all as I'm expecting. That's the contaminated nitrogen supply, but I understand that that's a contaminated nitrogen supply, so that's not good, but it could be worse. I think that's all okay. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever blew it was outside was possibly related to the furnace. Probably related to the furnace, to be honest. It is the most likely explanation. Okay, no visible damage, but if it's just a pipe burst, I would not expect there to be any. Let's just inspect this lot. Don't see anything broken out here. Do want to check under here. Okay, so it's this one. No. Looks crazy. It's not really the effect I was going for, but there we go. Okay. Let's go and see whether it's something in here then, which is an entirely reasonable thing, given that this is atmosphere processing. Right, actually, let's start by looking at what's in the atmosphere in here. That should be filtering out anything. Shouldn't be in here. I mean, something has clearly gone bang, but I cannot see what. I feel like if it was anything here, then I'd know about it by now, because this whole room would be full of bad stuff. Well, I'm genuinely baffled as to what that bang was. Unless it's the cryo units. Could be. On the other side, they're isolated, aren't they? Okay. Let's hope it wasn't, but it could be. I did shut that whole system down and it's exposed outside, so it could well have gone. But I'd say that's quite likely now I come to think about it. Right, in the meantime, I have not got to the bottom of where is my coal. Okay, well, this all seems to be working alright, so false alarm on that front. Probably it's the cryo system, which will be a bit annoying. And probably end up having to be flushed. Yep, there it is. Actually, that could be worse because I don't think it's gone into that side because of how that's popped, but no, it probably has. Yeah, that's now got volatiles in there. That's not what we wanted at all. Okay. Okay, might be recoverable. If I'm lucky. Ah. Removed the wrong bit. It was unfortunate. I was trying to remove this bit here. Okay, right, that's fine, that should be, it's a bit contaminated but it's low pressure and it's not physically connected to the system, and that's still fine, and most importantly that is still fine. Okay. I think I saw a bit more CO2 ice. I think. Yes. It's getting a bit desperate at this point. I'm getting that excited, but you know, that was always the point, that it was supposed to solve the CO2 crisis, which it has not fully done. So, right, what is going on over here? Now, the problem is, if I open one of these, and there is full of stuff, it's going to make a right mess. I'm 99% sure it is not full of stuff. No, it's not. Right, so that should be this point. Ah, that's closed now. Which means that will get one into there, which cannot flow any further, and then all the rest should go through there. Okay. It may well just be that the issue is that these are now running bigger cycles. Don't seem to be processing. Maybe it is that simple. Okay, well, let's try it. Let's empty some. Let's empty all of them, see where it goes. Maybe not. If I won't get to that one. Okay. And then if I come in here, what I'm expecting to see is that flick once it starts feeding. Yes. Nice, okay, so that should be working. I think maybe it's just unfortunate timing, or I'm burning it faster than I'm generating it. That's also a definite possibility. Now, why did this not empty? It's just unfortunate timing in terms of the volatiles content in here. It could have been. It was never quite foolproof. Yeah, I think maybe that was the issue. Okay. Yeah, it's not really foolproof, is it? Maybe I should put an igniter in here just to burn it. Okay, well, let's deal with it one way or the other. Don't know whether it burnt off or not. Right, so we're now at 10 kPa out here.
Low pressure.
But clearly that's not good enough yet. Don't suppose there's anything I can usefully do to boost this faster at this point. Really, other than just let that run. That pipe network is delivering, just not really fast enough. Try and take the risk, although it's complaining that the breathing atmosphere is unsafe. Question is, could I do that before I pass out? Right, well, I guess I could try it. It's a bit risky. If I get this wrong... that'll give us a little bump, it won't be much. 11 kPa. Okay, well, let's try it and see how long I've got. Let's test like this first. See how long it takes before I start to pass out.
Cognition low.
Okay, I reckon that's probably just about survivable. Wait until I'm properly sorted. Right, okay, I've got to be really quick about this.
Low pressure.
Really quick about this. I'm not even sure if it will work.
Cognition low. Temperature low. Cognition critical.
Ooh, that was very, very close. That was very, very close. However, that has done a little bit of an improvement on my lungs. I don't think I'm going to risk that again, though. That was a bit too close. However, we are nearly in a stage that we can use this thing. But yeah, that was a bit close for comfort. A little bit of repair, though. Sort of the first improvement we've seen so far. So we've proved it works. Just a bit of a risk to use right now. Okay. Well, that's that. Right, so we'll get some of this stuff smelted. It's not like we don't need the space. There's quite a lot of lead in there actually, isn't there? Solder later maybe. Okay, right. Well, I've got tons and tons of ingots thrown randomly around the room. Nice and untidily. Stack them into some 500 stacks. That one could go back in there. I mean, to be honest, basically all of these should go back in there, shouldn't they? I was going to check if that printer's still bugged out. I say bugged out, it may actually not be at all bugged, it might just be that I've written an insane amount of instructions to its stack. Yeah, I think that's actually what's happened. I'm not sure what to do with that now, whether to just dismantle it. Maybe that's what I need to do. Don't know whether I have to dismantle it entirely or whether doing that is enough. Probably it's going to have to be the whole thing, but you never know. Yep, clearly it is. Okay, well, I think it's going to have to be done because it's kind of useless at the moment. Right, and one, and I'll grab that while I'm here because that's in the way. Really hope this fixes it. I'll be annoyed if it's the actual underlying printer. Okay, hopefully, mind you, who knows. Have to put some stuff in it, won't I, to find out. Okay, that looks like it's behaving now. Yes, okay, good, right. Put that back on there. And actually that was done because what I want to do now is, where's the pipe bender? Alright, hang on, what have I not set? That's the stacker, that's the button. That's the pipe bender. That's the pipe bender. Don't even know what happened there. That was just being weird. Right, okay, that's a bit tidier. Probably could have chucked all of that silicon in, but never mind. Don't care that much, I just wanted to tidy it up a little bit. Right, come on, pick up. Oh, you're on a wire, aren't you? What's wrong with you? Just get in there. Right, okay. This is probably a sensible place to stop for this episode. Few useful jobs done. Hopefully partially unplugged this at least. I could actually grab the rest of the cobalt, but it's out there, so do I really want to? I mean, it is tempting, but then I'll just be back into another world of stress and hassle. Now one thing I did want to do, I had a cunning plan here, and I do want to just execute on that. One more piece of cladding. Because I think with 2 bits of cladding I can at least... No, that was wrong. With 2 bits of cladding I can at least increase the chances, maybe not guarantee, but at least increase the chances of getting getting the ice to go through the chute. And do that, and then it's worth investing time in putting in a sorter and an automatic delivery system to drop the CO2 into the greenhouse. If I can't, then it's really not. And let's get in here. Ugh. Well, I mean, if I can't, then I'll have to come up with another way. Stay clear of the doors. Okay. Right, so what I realised before was that I can put a ramp in that end. That's allowable. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's definitely a few bits that aren't. Now, what I was hoping I can do here is to put the rounded so that's the one I wanted, cylindrical panel. Put it that way. So hopefully anything that forms at that end will roll down, obviously notwithstanding that that is now in the way. And then it's got a 50-50 chance which way it rolls. Just wonder if there's a way I can route that so it's actually underneath there. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? Probably can't. Oh, well, there's only so much that can build up there before it rolls off. I may need to put a second set of these chutes on this side. Probably will, but might be slightly better. Right, in the meantime, I think whilst there was some pollutant, I don't think I saw any CO2. No. What I'm not sure about, that wasn't running, and I'm not sure whether that's not running because it's got 45 in there. Okay, so it's not running because it doesn't need to run right now.
Hydration critical.
Can't see the batteries from here. Don't want to go in there. Probably not really, but I ought to. Let's go in this way. Hydration critical. It's as good a way as any of getting indoors, I guess. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that, we're fully charged. That's nice. Okay. Alright, well that's a good start, but it would have been nice if we'd been able to... there we go. Would have been nice if we'd been able to get the suiting room pressurised. This is at 60 kPa in here. And it's nearly 60 in here, so actually this is quite close to its final pressure. Oh yeah, of course that's fine because that's still open at that end. Yeah, it's 60. I mean, it needs to get to the sort of 80 or so that we've got in here, but it's much closer. Cycle that airlock so I can actually get out later. Let's go get a drink. Right, so the other remaining option is, as I considered last time, I could dump some of the oxygen from here.
Oxygen critical.
Ugh. Right, so before we do this, okay. I'm slightly nervous doing this because this is basically my emergency oxygen supply, but I have got quite a lot in there still. Actually, which reminds me, I could
Air tank critical.
do that, and I could do that. Both of which would also help. Right, and then if I bring this through here, if I can, I should have gone in backwards, but I didn't. See, this is going to decompress, at which point this is going to start pressurizing. As we dump oxygen from here. Almost. Actually, to be honest, that's into the white zone.
Oxygen critical.
I mean, it's still oxygen critical. But let's see how long I can survive. It's about as good as it gets with the airlocks shut. Okay, but I'm not starting to pass out. So whilst it's making a lot of noise, really need to sort the chip out for those glasses. Yeah, I'm actually not passing out. Whoops, clonk. Okay, that suggests, therefore, that we've done enough.
Temperature low. Cognition low.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know if I'm supposed to pass out in here,
Cognition critical.
but I don't fancy finding out. Okay, that's definitely improving though, isn't it? Yeah, I'm really not sure whether if I pass out I can get out of here in single player. I've never particularly tried.
Cognition
Clearly I'm supposed to pass out,
low.
but I don't want to be in a state where I'm trapped in here and that's the end of the game.
Cognition critical.
Yeah,
Cognition low.
mission critical. Well, I did it. Right, burn damage down to 16%. One more little dip in the liquid nitrogen and I reckon I'll be right as rain. Okay, let's do this.
Cognition low.
Here we go.
Temperature low.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, that was very, very close. I left that a bit too late to press the button.
Cognition
However,
low.
that is in fact problem solved. If I find my space helmet, where did it go? Over there. There we go. Right, this is definitely a good place to quit while I'm ahead. Shut that down. Oh, we're not using it because I'm sure it probably uses an absolute ton of power. Hop inside and look at that. Look at that. We are in fact not injured for the first time in many, many episodes. That's good news. Good. Okay. So let's harvest a celebratory potato seed, and after that, harvest a celebratory potato. and get in there. Oh, I should make French fries. I've got everything I need to do it. I just need to make the equipment. I think I've had that thought recently. Anyway, there we go. That will do for now. That's me fed and watered and charged and sorted, and we may actually have a habitable hab, and I have no damage. Almost. Well, I could actually remove my suit and get to a good state, but yes, there we go. That's definitely a good place to end that episode. So lots of small bits and pieces. Never did find what pipe burst, did I? So I suppose I'll discover that some horrible time in the future. No, I did find the pipe. That's okay. It was on the cryogenics. That's all good. Some small improvements. Moving a lot of things in generally the right direction. Still far too much ore. And at least we know that the solid fuel processor is receiving coal. I'm going to have a look at that script at some point and see if I can figure out why it's getting stuck in a stage where it's not actually converting it to solid fuel. But that's a job for another day. Anyway, that's it for this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Bye for now.